Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. This is August edition, our monthly webinar, where we try to give out to the general public one of our services. And each month, the last Friday of the month, we try to stir up the masses with any of the digital skills for free. It's actually a free session, and which will also allow you to stay back on the YouTube, where people can go back and watch again and listen over time. So that's actually where we are at the moment. So this evening we'll be going on with the today's section. This is coming to us from Joffrey Academy. And in Joffrey Academy, we teach students, prepare students for Nigerian exams. We prepare students for foreign exams. And we also prepare students for, teach students computer skills, computer courses from zero computer. You see candidates without any knowledge of computer. You can learn online. You can learn physical as well. And you can also learn from the home. You can learn computer at any distance. We also cover Nigerian exams. The computer skills could cut across graphic courses, video editing skills, web development courses, UI, UX. We teach skills like ethical hacking, cybersecurity, which is one of the courses that we'll be taking this evening, cybersecurity as an introductory section of the course. We also take through basic computer, things like Excel package, PowerPoints, as well as MS Word, and basic interface on the computer skills. So those are things that we train in Joffrey Academy. We also take students going through Nigerian exams, passing through JAM preparatory classes, WAEC preparatory classes, NECO preparatory classes, GCE preparatory classes. At the moment, you are preparing students already for GCE exams. People are getting ready for the next GCE series, which will be taking off next month. So classes are already in a full gear. And we also prepare students for foreign exams, people going to US, UK, as well as Europe. We prepare students, Canada, any of those international exams. Any of those international exams you are expected to learn as well. Any of the international exams, things like SAT, we have exams like GMAT, exams like IELTS, IELTL. You can also prepare students for GRE exams. All of those exams are all prepared in Joffrey Academy, as well as we register the students for the same exam. We can help candidates to register for the exams. So tonight, we'll also pick one of the courses. Beyond tutorial classes, we also help candidates for registration of things like NYC registration, in Navy or Army registration programs. We help students to do online registration. Like I mentioned, these courses can be taken online or physical. Anywhere you are in the world, you can pick up any of the courses. At the current, we just rounded off with our summer classes, which happened Joffrey summer, virtual summer section, which was the full of package or the whole of August. Prepare students for digital skills. We'll take across character development as well as career boosters. Those are things that we do. And beyond all of this, we do a lot of mentorship, we do a lot of counseling section with the students and help them to face their world in full force, especially when they return back to school. We also have candidates that return back to school after several years that they couldn't get back to school, can return back to school in Joffrey. That's what we have, the adult education program. Our adult education program grants you access to return back to school. So this evening, we'll be taking up one of the courses, as we have earlier mentioned. So just sit tight. You're all welcome as others will join us. Like I mentioned, this program is also on the YouTube page, even after the programs. It's a monthly program that holds the last Friday of the month. You are free to always join just for 1 hour. We are done for the day. God bless you. And as we move on for the day's engagement for the class, like I mentioned, today's class will be taken on Introduction to Cybersecurity. Introduction to Cybersecurity. Very shortly, the facilitator for tonight's meeting will be taking up the stage to teach us on that particular topic. So just relax as we welcome instructor for today. I'll wait for the instructor. Let's get on. Like I mentioned, this program comes to us from Free Academy, and we spend a lot of time trying to develop skills. We're in a digital space. We cannot be left out. In a digital world, it's important to begin to get ourselves equipped with each of these skills. It is necessary. It is needed for our enhancement, for our engagement. A lot of people are losing jobs today, not because any of the digital skills. That's why anytime we're privileged to pick any of these skills is important. We get into the opportunity as important, learning a skill, especially digital skill in the time we are in. When in for digital skill that will help us to become relevant in any workspace, that will become, faster to achieve our targets, to do as much as we can do and be of importance to our workspace. Society is running, and it takes digital skill to run with the speed of the society. That's why from Jofia, we make it free every last Friday of the month like this to pick up one of the digital skills, to give us an introductory teaching that helps us to see possibility, that it's not as tough as we all imagine. It's not as tough as we all imagine. There are still things that we can develop ourselves and learn from, even in this digital space. So, while we still expect the instructor for tonight to move in for the classes, in the having network issue, let us relax ourselves as we get ourselves ready for tonight's section. Like I said, this program comes to us from Free Academy, and it's something that happened the last Friday of every month. The last Friday of every month, we join the link and we learn a new skill, a few skills that will enhance our engagements in our work sector, our business world, our environment, our location, even our religious bodies. All these skills are all necessary. And that's why it's so important to begin to develop ourselves. It's not time to keep your eye out of these digital skills. It has come to stay. Has come to stay. It is something that we must do our best to pick up these skills. Like I said, digital skill is moving from one level of a version to another level of version. So if I have no updates of the current version, it looks one begin to see himself not relevant. And you see a whole lot of challenges. And everybody have at your doorstep, you can learn. On the online space, you can learn. You can step out also in business centers and in cyber centers, you can learn. There are opportunities everywhere littered. We no longer live in a society where we assume that we are cut out from this whole training. It's important we actually do our best to develop these skills for our enhancements. Develop these skills for our enhancements. So network issue has just been the challenge of this period. We'll just believe God that we'll be able to get through again. Get through with that. So before we get on with the cybersecurity, like we all know, cybersecurity is a very important skill. Everyone needs it at the foundational level to be able to play safe, even on your system, play safe on your phones, play safe in workspace. You need this knowledge. Safety in your environment is important. That's why it's so important as we begin to engage our digital world. Let's also learn the safety in the digital world. Safety in the digital world. Our devices need safety. So this evening, I make welcome. Okay, Mr. Innocent. Okay, Mr. Innocent is ready. Make welcome. Innocent that he'll be picking up the class, taking off the class immediately. Thank you, Mr. Innocent.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Sorry for joining late. I had some network issues.
That's okay.
Okay, ma, please, can you make me a co-host? I want to be able to share my screen. Thank you very much. All right, today we are going to be talking about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity. So, this is a topic we visited in the past. Today we are going to still. Who is? Today we are going to go over cybersecurity again, but this time around we are not going in depth. We'll be explaining what cybersecurity is and how simple things or things we take for granted can easily become bigger problems. Please, who is iPhone? Can you mute yourself, please?
That's nice.
Ma, can you make me a co-host so I can control the noise from here, please?
It's nice, but see your text. You don't have to fear the whole this thing. This text. You don't have to fool it, cover the whole. That's not this text. Hello. You don't have to do this thing. Just a small. Yes.
All right, sorry about that. All right, so today we're going to be talking about cybersecurity. We already had some of these discussions in the past, but today I want us to approach it from a practical perspective where we are going to see the actual implication of what cybersecurity or lack of cybersecurity can cost. Some of us already have a good understanding of what cybersecurity is. And all right, got it. Okay. Let's start with the definition of cybersecurity. I'll say cybersecurity is the practice of protecting computers, phones, networks, accounts. That means your Zoom account, your WhatsApp account, whatever kind of account you are on. All of that is what we're talking about here. As well as information from unauthorized access or damage, theft, even information misuse is all part of what cybersecurity is and what cybersecurity tries to protect. Cybersecurity is like locking the doors and windows of your digital house. So your phone, your laptop, your email accounts, your social media accounts, your cloud storage, as well as your gaming accounts are all part of your digital house on the internet. So yes, cybersecurity is like locking the doors and windows of your digital house. Your phone, your laptop, social media accounts, cloud storage, gaming accounts, and every part of your digital house has to be locked as long as cybersecurity is concerned. Now I'll go back a little and ask one more question. My question is simple. If somebody stole your phone today, what information could they access? If somebody were to steal your phone today, what information do you think the person will have access to? That could include things like your personal pictures, your email, your contacts, videos, and all of that. The person will have access to that. So cybersecurity is simply saying, how do you protect all of this vital information, this personal information that can be used against you or somebody else can easily have access to? How can you protect them? That is just one of the questions cybersecurity try to provide answer and solutions to. Let's move on. Somebody will ask, why should you care? Why should you care? Why should you care about cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is not just something that banks, government organizations, or large corporations should care about. Young people, everyday people, we are all attractive targets to bad actors on the internet. And the reason why we're attractive targets is because we all have social media accounts. For some of us that are gamers on the call, we have gaming accounts. We have valuable personal information. We have mobile devices. We have email accounts, digital wallets, and payment applications. We have school accounts. All of this are information that someone who is a bad actor on the internet will want to have. This is what they want to have. And when they have access to this information can be compromised. The moment that information gets into the wrong hands, well, there are some repercussions for that. And a compromised account can be used for many things. Part of that would be something like stealing that information from you, or using it to scam friends and family, people that are close to you, people that will see that message come into their phone and they will think, oh, that's my friend, that's my brother, that's my sister. They will trust that information because they may be already familiar with you using that particular email address, using that particular gaming account, using that particular information, chatting with them using that particular phone number, right? All of that is they are already very, very familiar with you using those accounts. Because that is the case, it is expected that you have to protect those information. You have to protect those information. Apart from that, they spread malicious links. Malicious links. These malicious links can come in form of an email. It can come in form of a message on WhatsApp. It can come in form of maybe a Telegram message, can be embedded in a photo. It can come in any which way. Knowing how to protect yourself against this kind of malicious links is very, very important. Now, they can also use that same account information they have to access other accounts. For example, if somebody hacks an Instagram account and the password to that Instagram account is 123456, for example, that person will say, okay, if this person is on Facebook, what if the person uses the same password for that Facebook account? Then they'll go to Facebook using the same username or the same account information to try to access the Facebook account using the Instagram account. That is what we mean by access other accounts. With that same information they have about you, without proper cybersecurity measures in place, they can damage your reputation. Doesn't matter how high you have or how hard you've tried to build that reputation can be ruined. Why? Because when somebody uses your personal information to scam a family friend, to scam a business associate, the next time that person sees a message coming from you, the next time that person sees a link from you, the person thinks twice about interacting with you in general because the person has not forgotten the last time you spoke, the last time you chat, the last time you asked him to help you, borrow your money. All of that is the reason why we should all care about cybersecurity. The key message I'm trying to pass here is simple. You don't have to be famous or wealthy to become a target to bad actors on the internet. The only thing you need to do is to be a human being with a little bit of personal information on the internet, and you're automatically a target. Sometimes the attacker is not even interested in you as a person. They simply found an opportunity to exploit, and because of that, they use it. The reason why we do cybersecurity is because cybersecurity protects three important key aspects. So the three things cybersecurity protects, which is popularly known as the CIA triad, is one, Cybersecurity protects confidentiality, whereby only authorized people should see information about, let's say, a business, about a person, about an organization. That is confidentiality. So with cybersecurity, confidentiality is paramount. Example, the private message you have on your phone should not be publicly available, should not be publicly made available by, let's say, WhatsApp, or let's say TikTok or Snapchat, right? Because confidentiality is there between you, the person that owns the account, and the company. That's an example of confidentiality. Another thing is integrity. Information should not be changed without permission. I don't think anybody has tried to log into his or her account and then tell you that the password you are using is not correct. If the platform tells you the password is not correct, that is because you have changed the password and you have forgot the new password, not because the platform changed your account information without your permission. Why? Because of what is known as data integrity. With data integrity, information cannot be changed without prior notice. And if it ever happens, then that means the platform will reach out to you telling you the reason why. For example, you discover somebody was trying to log into your account. That looks suspicious. So because of that, we suspended the account. Or because of that, we had to lock down your account. Generated a new password. The password has been emailed to the email address linked to your account. They can reach out to you and tell you that if your account, for example, is flagged as high risk of getting hacked, that may happen, but that rarely happens. But if it ever happened, then it is because they are trying to protect you, not because they are trying to be malicious. So with data integrity, cybersecurity is simply saying someone should not be able to change, for example, your school assignment or alter your account information without your permission. That is why if you've not used your account for a while, your account will remain on the platform, but it will be there dormant without any change. The day you decide to pick it up, well, you continue from where you stop, and it continues like that. The last thing that cybersecurity is also very good at is data availability, or just availability. Information and systems should be accessible when you need them. What this simply means is the information you have, the information you want should be available and accessible anytime you want to use it. For example, if you're in school and your school has a school portal, all right, the school portal should be available to you whenever you want to submit your assignment. The day you try to submit an assignment and you can't access the school portal, well, data availability is not there because now you need it, but you can't access it. So cybersecurity is not just about keeping information secret. It's about keeping information private, accurate, and available. So C for confidential, I for integrity, A for availability is what is known as CIA triad in cybersecurity. This is like the core pillars of cybersecurity. Now, I want us to move to the threats that we may have to deal with as citizens of the internet. As people that use internet on a daily basis, you are not protected, or you are not left out of the cyber threat. Every single second, every single minute, there are thousands of cyber attacks happening every second, every minute of the day. How do you, as someone who uses the internet, know some of those threats? How do you protect yourself against some of these threats? This is what we are going to talk about next. One of the common cybersecurity threats we are going to talk about today is what is known as phishing. Yes, the spelling is a bit different, but the idea is the same. Phishing. How do we fish? Well, you go to a river, a lake, an ocean where you know there are a lot of fishes. Then, with your line and hook, you also need a bait as well. You hook the bait, throw it in the river, in the ocean, in the lake, wherever it is, hoping that that bait will attract a fish who is maybe greedy or hungry and wants to take a bite. When that fish finally takes a bite, what happens? Of course, you get the bait, but also you get the hook as well. And from there, the fisherman reel in the prize. That is exactly what fishing is. But this time around, we are not fishing in the ocean. We are not fishing in the river. We are fishing on the internet. This is how bad actors think. And this is how bad actors behave on the internet. So phishing happens when somebody tries to trick you into giving them your sensitive information. That is what phishing is. A lot of us have seen this phishing, especially if you have an email address. You'd have seen phishing emails a couple of times. Some of them are not phishing emails. Some of them are just spam emails. For example, somebody with a foreign name sent you an email and he said in that email, you've won a particular prize. The prize is in hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you are supposed to fill a form or download a form, fill that form, scan the form, and send it back to the email address. Or click on this link, fill the form, and you get notified of how to go about collecting your prize within a couple of days. That sounds very, very familiar. Almost each and every one of us have seen that. That is an example of a phishing email. Sometimes it also looks something like this. Congratulations, you've won 500,000 naira. Click here to claim your prize. Some of us will see this on websites, mostly on bad websites, like where you go to download free movies. You see some of these things pop up here and there. Those are examples of phishing email. Sometimes also in your mailbox, you see messages like your Instagram account will be deleted today. Verify your account immediately. And in that email, you see it looking very legitimate. Something similar to the email you've gotten from Instagram. So you say, oh, this is legit. And why is my account getting deleted? Let me quickly verify in order to protect my 16 followers. You click on that email, on that verify button or that verify link, you click on it, it takes you to a page in your browser where they ask you to verify your account information in order for your account to remain active. What will you do? Well, they ask you for your email address or username. They'll also ask you for your password. And then you put in your email, your username, and your password, for example. You click on verify and you're redirected to Instagram. You get a message, your account has been verified successfully. Unknown to you, your account information has been stolen by the bad actor behind that phishing email. What does that look like? Well, the form you just fill does not belong to Instagram. It belongs to somebody sitting in the comfort of his home, waiting for you to fill that form. So what did they do? Well, the first thing, if you read the email carefully, it said your Instagram account will be deleted today. Instagram will not send you that kind of message. But the person added today to push you because nobody wants to lose his or her Instagram account, no matter how many followers you have. As a result, that today is the source of urgency for you. It is what pushed you. Because if you don't act fast, your account will be deleted and you don't want that. So because of that, you fill the form. The person will try to log in using that same credential to hack your account. The same thing for every other account you have on the internet. You get these emails, but those emails are usually false. Let's look beyond emails because maybe not everybody on this call can relate to that. What if you got an email or a message on your WhatsApp that looked something very similar to what's on the screen? This is a job application or a job offer from a company. It looks very, 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 very professional, and it looks true. But the first question you should ask yourself is this: the company listed in this email, do they have a website? If they have a website, why would they share job openings through WhatsApp? That is not the right thing to do. They will never do that, by the way. So you click on that link that says apply here. When you click on that link that says apply here, what happens? It takes you to a form. That's a Google form. So you fill your information where they ask you personal information like your address, your phone number, your email address, and every other thing you can think of. Some will even ask you for more personal information like the next of kin and some security questions that you'd have to provide. When you provide all of this information, what you just did is you just gave out your personal information to people that are not legitimate, people that are formulating lies on the internet, and that information will be used against you. Sometimes when this kind of phishing campaign is launched, a lot of people fall for it. Thousands of people, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of people fall for it. And eventually, whoever the attacker is or whoever this bad actor is on the internet can take your personal information and sell it on the dark web. Now, what is the dark web? The dark web is another layer of the internet that most of us don't use. The internet has three layers. We have the regular web, which is the one most of us use. Then we have the deep web. The deep web is simply any part of the internet that is protected using a password. So for example, you could have to log into your dashboard of your school. The dashboard and everything you can access within the dashboard can be considered the deep web. Then we have the dark web. This is where illegal activities happen on the internet. For example, selling of drugs, human trafficking, and every other bad thing you can think of. All of these things happen on the dark web. So your information will be sold to the highest bidder on the dark web. Or it can also be used against you. For example, you are sitting in the comfort of your home and somebody calls you, mimicking your bank customer care service, telling you this is Mr. John from ABC Bank. We want you to do something for us because your account is let's say the storyline goes like this. We have some verification we need to do for your bank account. And because of that, you need to give us some information. This information they are requesting for could be something related to your card information. And then you unknowingly, because the person sounds professional, the person called the name of your bank. The person even called your account information. So what did you do? Well, you gave out all of this information, including your card detail. The next couple of minutes, or the next couple of hours, or the next couple of days, you begin to get debit alerts from your bank. Why? Because that same information they've collected from you is now being used against you. This is how bad phishing attacks can be. So back to what we call phishing attack. Let's go back to the definition of phishing. We said phishing happens when someone tries to trick you into giving them sensitive information. So that sensitive information can sometimes be your debit or credit card information, your personal information, or submitting information related to your relative without the right information on what you are submitting that information for. So all of these are examples of phishing attacks. Here's another one that trended not long. This one says, federal government free CAC certificate, CAC registration is ongoing. This information is false. And if you look at the link carefully, you discover that that is not the official website of the Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria. This is just somebody with a little bit of web design skill, tricking thousands of people into submitting their personal information, all in the name of free CAC registration. Now, because there are a lot of people who have business ideas and who would like to regularize their businesses, they will just simply go to this website, and here they have the ability to ask you very personal questions down to your national identity number, down to your bank verification number, and every other thing you can think of. So when you give out all of this information, what do you think happens? Not long, this information can be sold. This information can also be used against you, and anybody may have submitted their information as a partner to your business or as a relative in form of next of kin and the likes. So this is what phishing is all about. One other threat, or let's quickly talk about not just phishing, but let's see some of the things you have to look out for whenever you are suspecting something to smell fishy. Most of the time, if it smells fishy, it's actually a phishing attack. So things to look out for: urgency. I pointed out that in that example I gave about your email, your Instagram account being deleted today, I said something about urgency. Whenever you see a message that is asking you to act very, very fast, very quickly, to move very, very fast, that is a red flag telling you that this can be somebody trying to trick me into doing something I would not naturally do. The next thing is fear. Sometimes they use fear. They use fear. Now, in the case of fear, it can come in different way. It can come in different way. For example, when you hear your account is about to get deleted, what happens? You are afraid because you don't want it to be deleted. Maybe you have just 12 followers, but you've been on that platform for the past 5 years just to get 12 followers. So you don't want those 12 followers to go. You don't want to start afresh. You are now afraid. Because of that, you want to quickly verify the account to prevent getting kicked off the platform. That is fear. Another one is reward. Reward. Like I said, just to touch on this reward, let me share another screen. Here's another one that says MTN at 25th anniversary awoof to all MTN users. And the message said, check if you are eligible to get MTN 10 gigabytes and 5,000 Naira airtime for 30 days from MTN, celebrating 25 years of trust with Nigerian. From the message already, you can begin to notice something fishy. If this was from MTN, they will not say Nigerian, they will say Nigerians. So from the spelling, you can already see there's a problem. These are some of the things you put in mind. Train your eyes to see. Read it carefully. Look at the link embedded in this message. The spread on the message being shared on WhatsApp. That is not the official MTN website. So anytime you see this kind of links, what do? You go, Google the name of the company, see the website, the official website of that company, and compare it to the one included in the message. Most of the time, all the time, you will see there's a mismatch between the official and the one included in the phishing message or email. This is how you spot a phishing email or a phishing link circulating on social media. Back to what we're talking about. So things to look out for every single time. Urgency, fear, or if they are offering some kind of reward, they are not going to do anything for us. For just breathing and walking, we are going to give you something you didn't ask for. That's a red flag. So slow down. That's a big red flag. Remember, urgency, fear, reward is equal to slow down. If someone says act now, your account will be deleted. You've won something. Don't tell anyone. Pause and investigate. Another threat that is exploited a lot is password security. This simply refers to the steps and rules used to keep passwords safe from bad actors. Somebody will ask, I use the same password for all my accounts. What is wrong with using the same password for everything? Well, the problem is, in cybersecurity, there's something called credential stuffing. Credential stuffing is when, I actually explained this earlier, when an account, a particular account is compromised, and let's say the account is hacked. When the account is hacked, the bad actor uses that same password or that same credential to try to log into other platforms. For example, maybe the username I use on platform X is the same to the username I use on platform Y. So the simple idea is, if this person uses the same username, chances are he's also using the same password. So he goes on platform Y and try to log in with the same credential he has gained access to from platform X. It is called credential stuffing. So if your password is stolen from one platform, the attacker will use that same platform on every other platform with the hope of getting access to those platforms because you were not wise enough to use different passwords. So it is very, very wrong for you to use one password for every account. It's very, very wrong for you to use one password for all your accounts. To protect your passwords, we have to use good password practices. This includes using different passwords for important accounts. I'll go a little bit further than that. Use different passwords for all your accounts. Use different passwords for all your accounts. Avoid obvious information such as your date of birth, your names. Some people were born in 2004. All their account password is their name and then their date of birth combined. This can be easily guessed by anybody. So avoid obvious information like your date of birth, your names in your password. Some people also use simple passwords like 123 to 9 or 9 to 1 in reverse. It's very, very easy to guess. That can be easily guessed and your account can be hacked easily. Some people take it a step further. What they do is they use their phone numbers as their passwords. And then in turn, on that same account, they list that phone number on their profile. So someone will not even stress hacking that account. We have given that account away for free. You have your phone number listed on your profile, and that same phone number is used as your password for that account. Use long passwords and passphrases. So instead of you to just use something you can easily remember, add a little bit of complexity to it. Because if you can easily remember it, somebody can easily guess it. So add a little bit of complexity to that password. And then one of the things I like to do, and the one I always advise people to do, is to use a password manager. We have something called password managers, where you have all your password in your password manager, and you rely on just using what is known as a master password. So even if you have 2,000 passwords in that account, the only thing you need to remember is the master password. The master password. Then don't share password with friends. A lot of us do this. We have passwords, but our friend knows the password. So your friend has access to the password. You also have access to the password. It's only a matter of time. One of you will get to lose the password and the account will be hacked. Very, very important. All right. So instead of using John 123, a stronger password is going to be a more longer text with unique phrases, numbers, and even special characters like at, like asterisks, like the hash symbol, like open and close parentheses, just to complicate the password and make it harder for anybody to guess. The last one I have here is social engineering. This is another threat. Social engineering involves manipulating people into doing something they shouldn't do. An attacker may pretend to be your friend, your teacher, your mother, your father, or a company representative, a celebrity, a bank employee, a game administrator. The attacker is not necessarily hacking your computer in this case. The attacker is hacking your trust, because when that person calls and say, I am from your bank, you don't have any form of doubt, because you don't see the need why your bank will call you. when it is not important. That is called social engineering. Because of time, I won't be able to dive deeper into social engineering, but it's a way of manipulating people into giving up information that they shouldn't. A message that reads something like, hey, I'm your friend. I lost my phone. Can you send me the code you just received? And then as he's talking, you are getting a notification from WhatsApp telling you that your verification code is this. And you send a code to that person. Before you know, you are locked out of your own WhatsApp account. Congratulations, you've been hacked. So the rule is simple. Never share a verification code just because someone asks you to share, even if the person is your friend. It's that simple. I'd like to touch on something which is oversharing on social media. This is the last one. Oversharing on social media. Some of us have social media accounts. And you ask, how much can someone learn about me from my social media account? Some of us will argue not much, but that's not true. A single post on social media can be analyzed, and the place where that photo was taken may be embedded in the metadata of that photo. Because you are not using your real name, because you are not using your real email address, does not mean you are 100% safe. As long as you are using the internet, no one is ever safe. The reason why I'm saying this is simple. Cybersecurity is a conscious decision that we all make. A simple profile that you have on social media can reveal a lot of things about you. Your full name, your school, your location, your birthday, your friends, your family members, your daily routine, your preferred places, the places you go to chill, your phone number, your travel plans. Individually, this information seems harmless, right? But together, collectively, they can create a detailed picture of somebody's life. So, when it comes to oversharing on social media, it's simple. Think before you post. Ask the question, would I be comfortable if this post were to be seen by some people that you hold dear to you? If the answer is no, then reconsider making that post. And the information you share on social media should be very, very limited. Because most of us, we think in a linear fashion. We think there's nothing there. Nobody even knows any of my family members, no doubt. But when the person goes to the people you are following and the people following you, the information is right there. So you may have done a good job in protecting some part of your life. Your other family members linked to your account may not be that smart. And that gives you away. So, as I wrap, the internet is a good thing. And every good thing has a bad side. So, as we use the internet on a daily basis, keep some of these things in mind. When you get that email, when you get that message, especially the forwarded messages on WhatsApp, ask yourself, before I click on this link to register for this, let me do a little bit of research. Let me read the content of this message carefully. Let's see what the link is saying. Where is it taking me to? Let me check out the official website of this company. Is it the same? Are they recruiting people? How do you know? You do your research. And from there, you know that that link being circulated is totally false. Unfortunately, when these messages come, you are encouraged to share it to all your groups and all your contacts. And most of us do it without even thinking twice. We are helping the bad actors to propagate those false information. And in turn, when people fall for it, when we ourselves fall for it, what the bad actor will do with that information, we do not know. So to protect ourselves and our loved ones against all of this, which is phishing, social engineering, oversharing on social media, and bad passwords, as we use the internet on a daily basis, keep it at the back of your mind that keeping yourself safe, keeping your family safe should be your major priority. Thank you guys for joining this call. We'll do this again next month. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Innocent. Thank you. It's always very interesting the way you actually explain some of this to the lay person to be able to understand. For those of them that will be watching these videos later, it's a monthly program and holds every last Friday of the month, 1 hour like this, coming to us from Dufi Academy, where we prepare students for Nigerian exams, foreign exams, and computer courses. So we pick one of the courses on the computer to be able to bring to this free webinar section. So right now, this is the session for the month of August. The next session will be happening in September, last Friday of September. Let's always get that soon. The videos are also available on the YouTube. You can watch over and over again. You can learn online, you can learn physical. From any location, wherever you find yourself, make a call, send a mail, check us on website, and get connected. And get back to school, adult education, you can register for any exam. You can register for foreign exams, Nigerian exams, as well as prepare for the tutorial classes. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next month. God bless you.